Hello, welcome to TJD Movie Reviews, episode 15. We watched Cool Hand Luke.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Drew, this was your pick. Would you care to summarize?
Basically this chronicles a short period in Luke, the main character's life. You see him in the opening sequence cutting off the heads of parking meters in just some area of the city, drinking a beer and just cutting them off.
Drunk as fuck.
Yeah, drunk as fuck. Cops come get him. He's sentenced to 2 years in a Florida chain gang correctional facility. And basically this chronicles his time in said facility, the people he meets, basically the general attitude he brings toward the prison, and
he also did kind of the hope, or I guess you could say he instills in the other prisoners.
He's their Christ-like figure.
Yeah.
It's a beacon of hope in an otherwise dark world.
Mm-hmm.
We want to run down the cast. So Luke is, of course, played by Paul Newman. Great actor.
Mm-hmm. His best friend, I don't remember his name in the film, but he's played by George Candy.
I can't remember his name. It's like a nickname.
Mm-hmm. But and I think they played him well. Like he's some backwoods, never educated type boy, and he sticks to it pretty well. But
Drag. Or they call him Dragline.
Dragline, yeah.
Yeah. Then Dennis Hopper, who I don't think he actually has a line of dialogue.
No, he kind of just looks really weird in the background and may or may not be mentally handicapped.
His name is Baba Lugats.
Oh, well, he's definitely mentally handicapped then.
Just with that name?
I mean, let's call it what it is.
He most likely was. I mean, I'm not going to fight you on it.
He had an awful lot of Arnie faces in this movie.
He did.
Mama!
Harry Dean Stanton, he's one of the prisoners that comes in with Paul Newman. He plays guitar throughout most of it. Like there's one pivotal scene where he keeps playing the guitar and the boys keep trying to rally around Luke when he's being kind of punished.
Tortured.
Yeah. Then Wayne Rogers, he's kind of a smaller part as well. He's kind of the right-hand man to George Candy, but you'd recognize him if you ever watched the show MASH. He was Trapper John. So. Hey, speaking of MASH, do you know what the song title is for the
Suicide is Painless.
Yeah. Suicide
brings up
is
many changes.
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Family Guy?
Yeah.
Yep. That's not a happy song.
No, it's a little bit of a haunting song.
It fits with...
it came from the movie.
Yeah.
So.
I believe the director's son wrote that song, and they either didn't like it. This is totally fucking... I'm trying to remember shit. I could just be making it up. I have fever dreams where reality is cooler than it actually is. It's called meth, kids. Do meth. Just kidding, kids. Just try it.
Those views of Jake do not represent all the views of those associated with TJD movie reviews.
Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do anything that can kill you. Everything else is okay, though.
Technically, anything can kill you.
Oh, fuck off. Water can kill you.
Actually,
water can't kill you. Point taken. Well done. Water can kill me. I forgot about drowning.
Flint, Michigan.
This water's filled with lead.
The Rio Olympics that's happening. They said the water...
Lots of people are going to die.
They said the water has super bacteria in it that they're going to swim in or that they're going to row in.
I just imagine a muscular turd beating the shit out of a guy.
Why would they agree to have the Olympics in this place?
Well, they agreed years before the government collapsed. Like, they agreed, 6 years ago to do this here? And that was when the government was stable and they were cleaning stuff up. And since then, the government has kind of fallen.
They probably went out to the site and were like, holy fuck, what have we got ourselves into?
Yeah, like one of the stadiums that they were building for the indoor bicycling was like, they say it's 80% complete, but the construction company that was doing it just declared bankruptcy.
That's nice.
So they had to now go get another construction company.
Let's have the Olympics in a country where an amateur soccer game ends with a beheading.
What? Are you kidding me?
That's happened.
Yeah, they take soccer very
Dude, soccer
seriously
is
down there.
fucking...
I know that. I didn't know it ended in a beheading.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's happened.
Can you imagine going to a Seahawks game and having it end in a beheading?
Yeah,
I don't
they
know,
did.
that's Super Bowl.
They did. It was called the Super Bowl.
God damn it. I should have beheaded Keith Peril. Put my fucking life in peril. Throwing on the fucking... whatever. I'm not bitter. At least we had that Broncos Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Broncos did win that Super Bowl, huh?
No. They didn't win that one.
Or the one against the Niners. I mean, 55-17. But
Who won the Super Bowl this year?
oh, shut it.
Was it the shit on Drew Hour? Brower?
Just quick rundown. If you actually wanted to look up this film, Rotten Tomatoes, 100%.
That's got to be rare, right?
Yes. 95% user reviews.
That has to give you an inkling of what kind of movie this actually is.
8.2 on IMDb. Actually, I think this is the highest rated film we've done, period. I mean, I think Super Mario Brothers was close, but...
For Samantha Mathis.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert was fucking jacking it in the theater.
Speaking of Ebert, he gave this a 4 out of 4. Like, when he did his final reviews before he died, he was going back through older films and he was like giving an out of 4 review. Mm-hmm. They also had an Oscar nomination for Paul Newman and 1 Oscar win for George Kennedy, Best Supporting Actor.
Really? He won?
Yep.
They also had writing and music nominees, but
I did enjoy the music.
yeah, that the Plastic Jesus was a very, very touching scene.
Definitely had an impact on me.
I felt like where they put it was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like the music was exactly where it needed to be when it needed to be.
Yep.
I wanted to do a PSA since we just mentioned how highly rated it is. Don't take critic reviews as gospel.
No.
Please.
True.
Like you can see a movie that's universally acclaimed and still go into it and it isn't your thing. You could disagree with everything.
I'll interject. I'm not a fan of the Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yeah. I know they have like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I don't know. I just they it's not that those type of fantasy or anything I don't like. Mm-hmm. It's just those movies I'm not a fan of.
I just wanted to highlight that like you can read reviews. Reading reviews is okay. It'll give you an idea of what you're getting into, but try to reserve an opinion for yourself. Use it more as a guideline than anything else. Because I used to just look at reviews and be like, well, you know, it got a 38, it's going to be a piece of shit or something. And mm-hmm. I mean, I missed out on so many movies I ended up loving because I just...
If I had listened to reviews, I wouldn't have seen Tusk and thought to bring it to you guys. Because it had like a 39 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. And we really enjoyed Tusk. And, you know, other people might not. But, mm-hmm. you know, that's kind of what you have to do. You have to look into it and dig in for yourself and see what gels with you and what doesn't. But it's a good guideline.
Yeah.
Seeing that this is so highly rated it's an indicator.
This movie is one of those that Congress allowed to be put into its national library. They felt it was culturally and historically significant enough to put it in there. Which I know there are some movies that make it in and you're like, how'd that make it in?
Yeah. Woody Allen.
I'm sure he has 1 or 2 in there.
Ricky O's in there, right?
Yeah.
Mystery Men. Spies Like Us, I'm sure.
Never. Should be in the bottom of a damn dump.
But let's, now I got the PSA out of the way, let's go back into Cool Hand Luke a little bit.
Pros?
Well, I was going to say, let's do something a little different. Let's look at Luke himself as a character.
Okay.
There's a lot of imagery in this film. A lot of imagery that he is, I'm guessing, Jesus Christ in a sense. Or he's a Jesus-like figure.
Right. Like a modern time Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Not in the fact that he's doing good will or anything like that, but he's defying authority. He's giving hope to these other guys. He's kind of a dick in a sense too. Only to the guards, not to people around him, but yeah.
He's a leader.
Yeah, he's a leader. And the men follow him. So, and also there's a poignant scene where a 50 egg eating contest scene where at the end of it he's in a crucifix position. So,
I could eat 50 eggs.
how many eggs do you think you could eat, honestly?
Hard boiled like he did.
Yeah.
20 maybe. And puke everywhere.
True.
I'd be betting on the competition because I wouldn't eat any eggs.
Oh yeah, you hate
He
eggs.
hates eggs.
That's right. I forgot about that. I'd probably do 10, maybe 11, and then I'd not want to move.
Yeah, you need men to rub you down while you do it, just like in the movie.
Yes.
He's pretending to eat eggs. He just enjoys the rubs.
Having him stretch out my stomach,
Stretching something out, alright.
stroking my neck.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. That was kind of weird. They were rubbing him down the whole time. I get it though. They wanted all that money. You know, I wonder how much money they actually did throw around in that scene because there was a shit ton being thrown around.
14.
$14.
Not worth it.
Jake made the statement that like, hey, $1 back then must have been worth like $20,000.
It was a little hyperbolic.
Just a little bit.
It was a lot. You could buy a house for $20 back then.
I think that's
It'd be
still
a shitty house.
In the 1960s. It was called a box. And it had an electrical outlet in it.
You hang my coat in the closet. This is a dishwasher box.
Why is Brooks was here carved into the side?
Oh no, it's gonna rain. I think the addition's going to fold this time.
That'd be a fun life.
Living in a box.
I'd make the best of it.
Now, Luke has he was a war hero, or at least he was a veteran of the war.
Yeah.
Accommodated, they said.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes and he does this stupid thing where he's cutting off the heads of those parking meters, which I guess they actually did, and the town they did in just kept them that way. Like, they actually let them do it, and then they just left them there.
I mean, I would if a movie of this cultural significance was filmed there, and that's like an iconic spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'd leave it.
But, yeah, so for those, people who got there, those 6 spots, you don't have to pay. For the rest of them, you do, but...
Yeah, thanks, Paul Newman. Free parking for life, courtesy of Paul Newman.
The Obama of his time.
Yeah.
So if they parked there, do they get all the money that people had to pay for luxury tax when they went down that, or...
This is a Monopoly tie.
Oh, damn.
This is Cool Hand Luke.
Why?
Everybody...
Dude, it's tie.
Yeah, everybody was thinking
You and
it.
nobody was thinking it. I didn't even know what the fuck you were talking about.
I'm just glad Drew can, translate
Yeah,
for me.
He's tapped into that fucking whatever that is.
I'm used to it by now.
But, and then he goes to the prison. Yeah, he's kind of being a smartass. He's doing all this stuff, but I never got the inkling right away that he wanted to run. Then you meet his mother. His mother passes.
Well, that was a question I was going to ask you guys. Do you think if they hadn't just thrown him in the box for no reason after his mom died, if he would have had the desire to run?
I don't think he would have. I don't think he had the desire to run at all until he felt they were screwing him over.
Because he does mention he never planned for anything in his life.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea, I mean, they may have instilled that idea in him by doing that. I mean, can you blame him? If you're going to punish me for something I haven't even done yet, then
Yeah.
I'm going to rebel against that. The whole movie's about rebelling against authority and all that shit. But I don't know.
But he has several times he tries to run.
Right.
But, yeah. And they're all successful to a degree. They're ultimately unsuccessful, but they
are successful, I think.
Really? Why do you think that?
Well, because at the end of the movie, the fucking dickhead warden is gone because they killed a man. Or they at least... What they do at the end of this movie, they shouldn't have done.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, when it happened, there's going to be hell to pay for doing that. You don't just shoot an unarmed man, which is what happens.
Spoilers, I guess, but I mean, this movie is what?
Old.
50 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, almost 50 years old. Yeah, next year it'll celebrate its half century.
I mean, the ending is open-ended, so we really don't spoil anything massive anyway.
We don't know what happens.
Right. It isn't a very cut and dry thing. You could surmise either way. He could have lived, he could have died.
He could have died and then rose again, like Christ.
Right. In the context of the story, it doesn't matter if he lives or dies.
Yeah. It's the hope that he gave the others.
Right.
And the changes he may have brought on. But because they talk about him fondly. There's only one part that they really don't care for him, and I think it's kind of bad. But at the same time, if we're going to go off the Christ imagery, I'm going to be like when Peter turned away from, you're going to deny me 3 times before the cock crows.
No idea what you're talking about.
It's the Bible.
No idea what you're talking about.
Really?
One of his disciples turned on it, or denied him 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know my favorite part, if you're talking about the Christ-like imagery? The first time they catch him after he took off and they bring him back, and he had sent them this picture of him with these 2 babes in a bar or something, and he's wearing a suit, and they're talking about it, like how excited they were to get it, and blah, 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 and he tells them, the picture's a fake. I spent a week's salary to get it made, and they don't believe him. They're like, I saw you with him with my own eyes, blah, 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 and he starts yelling at him, like, do your own shit, basically. Like, you don't need to, stop feeding off me, is what he yells, and something about that is just super powerful to see, like, yeah, he's become like a beacon and like a role model for everybody there, but he doesn't really want it. I think at the end of the day, he just wants to be left alone. But because he has this loner attitude that people gravitate towards, that's a thing he struggles with, is like, you're building me up to be something that I never intended to be.
And he never really tried to ever build himself up. No. Or, he never tried to be popular. Like, he's had this attitude the entire time he's been at this place.
Yeah. I don't think anything he did in this movie, he was trying to be cool at all. Which is why, I don't know, like...
They found him to be cool.
Right. And that, I mean, put yourself in their shoes. They have nothing to go for. Everybody just has to deal with these shitty fucking guards and the wardens and doing this back-breaking chain gang shit all day. And then you have a guy who kind of fucks with them a little bit. You'd be like, yeah, this guy's the shit.
Well, they'd never seen anybody like him before.
Right. Which is why they were so disappointed when they broke him.
Yeah.
And George Kennedy can't believe, like, he there's a part where they escape again, and he's like, oh, you were, yes, boss, this, and blah, 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 and he goes, you really fooled him into thinking you were broken. And he goes, they broke me. Like, I was broken. Like, they had him dig all day and all fucking night, and, just, why is your dirt in my yard? I told you to get your dirt out of, this hole, and blah, blah, blah. They're just fucking with him to the point where he can't do anything anymore.
He just gives up, yeah. But can you blame him?
And then they resent him for giving up.
That part really didn't make that much sense.
And that's where I said, like, it was turning on him, like, because they had lost faith. Or they just themselves didn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, you don't want to see your idols fall. I don't know, this movie for me said a lot about, like, religion in general. Like, I think religion can be a good thing, but I think people that invest too much, like the people that invested too much in him, like, you just mindlessly latch on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Like, I think, like, I'm take it somebody who's maybe in a cult or something, and you follow this man who's telling you these things, and all of a sudden, cops show up, he gets caught for something. It's like, okay, now what you do? You just invested years with this man who obviously turns out to be a fake.
But I wouldn't even necessarily equate it to a cult. I think putting too much hope in any one thing is fucking dangerous. That's just me. It could be insecurity. It could be, my own personal shit. But I think believing so strongly in something that when it does something that doesn't gel with your mentality, it actually pisses you off, like what happened to everybody here, I don't think that's a healthy relationship. I think you should lead by example, kind of, which is what Luke does. Luke just kind of does what he wants to do, and he isn't trying to do anything, but because of that, people gravitate towards it.
And there are also just people who have a personality like that, whether they like it or not. They just attract people.
Yeah, Hitler.
Well, yeah,
realistically, Hitler.
He was an amazing speaker. He was very, what's the word?
Charismatic.
Yeah,
he had passion.
Mm-hmm.
He had. This sounds like we're condoning Hitler.
No, we're not condoning
not
him.
at all.
No,
but
look, people think about Hitler subjectively. What do you want out of a leader more than somebody who actually rants and raves and seems interested in what he's fucking talking about?
Well spoken, knows the issues.
Right. He had good
promises a future,
Right.
Especially for a country that was recovering. So,
I mean, there are other great examples of other good leaders.
It was the first one that came to mind.
I mean, he's such a huge figurehead, and
I've dug us into an awkward little hole.
We could say FDR as well.
Yeah.
Someone on the opposite side of that.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Or Winston Churchill.
Churchill didn't fuck around, did he?
No. He was a no-nonsense hell of a man. If I could eat supper with somebody...
I thought you were going to say if I could eat Winston Churchill.
Yes, if I could eat Winston Churchill.
To absorb his power.
How many Winston Churchills could you eat, Ty?
20?
Half of one.
You can't throw up, though. You have to eat it all.
Yeah, I'll eat half of Winston Churchill. But...
So weird.
I think Winston Churchill would be somebody, if I could, have a meal with anyone, living or dead, he might be somebody. I bet that man has some stories to tell, and I bet they'd be fun as hell to listen to.
I bet he would intimidate the shit out of you.
Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Be drinking brandy and chomping a cigar and probably scaring the fuck out of people.
Yelling at people, drinking a pint.
Yelling at small children.
Is there a picture of that motherfucker where he isn't scowling?
Probably not.
He's an angry son of a bitch. And I admire it. Because that's most of the pictures of me as well.
I was just say, is Winston Churchill like your Facebook profile pic?
It should be.
Maybe he's like your long-lost father.
Yeah, I was reincarnated.
Yeah.
Look at all I've done. Fucked up this round.
This is all for you, Jake.
Oh. But we don't want to get too much into religion here, but yeah. They're just obvious imagery.
Well, I feel like that was a big, like, it was kind of obvious.
Mm-hmm. They do throw it out there. And then, like, one thing I read is his name's Luke, and then his number was 37, and so they inferred the Bible verse, Luke 1:37, which was, for with God nothing shall be impossible.
Did I just make a cock-sucking joke out of a Bible verse?
Yeah,
Yes.
I got it before he started making the Bible verse stuff.
I didn't know it was a Bible verse. Kind of feel weird now. Oh well, what's done is done.
I just kept going with it. So.
Yeah.
I caught the Clerks reference.
Good. You were busy
I
trying
was
to be
busy.
professional.
Mm-hmm. You love using that word.
Professional?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Something about it is so professional.
It just sounds professional.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into... We talked a little bit about the imagery of the religious aspects of this film. Let's go a little bit into, likes. Our enjoyments that we got. Scenes.
I like the camera work. The camera work is pretty interesting for 1967. You had... trying to think of directors. Like, I don't know, there was a lot of directors at the time that were doing interesting stuff, but not... It was still kind of we have a standard, like, setup. I mean, you had... Hitchcock was still doing shit, right? 67?
Yeah,
Possibly.
Kubrick was getting weird with his camera stuff.
He was getting ready to film the moon landing.
That never happened. No.
I'm kidding.
That's a bullshit, stupid fuck... Okay.
I'm joking. Gosh, I didn't know you were fly off the damn handle.
It's one of those where the fuck did it come from theories, because what's his name? Danny Torrance is wearing a fucking Apollo shirt and something with the layout of the carpet. Have you read the theories about that?
I remember this video came out stating this guy, like, he was with Kubrick when
in 237, they're like, well, the moon is roughly 237,000 miles away from Earth, and Kubrick was trying to say that he fit... Like, no, you were reaching for straws that are non-existent.
I love how I make a joke, and you have just, like, gone off on it.
Okay, me personally... I think that theory is fucking stupid. That's just me. If you want to believe that Kubrick faked the moon landing...
I don't believe Kubrick faked the moon landing.
Okay.
Moon landings don't melt steel beams, Ty.
Now, another conspiracy... Well, you know why they didn't find the magic bullet that killed JFK is because it was made of ice.
What podcast is this? Made of ice, you say? Yeah. I did not expect that.
It melted. That's why they never found it.
Do people actually believe this?
That was a theory thrown out there.
Shot by an ice cube. Okay. All right. Could you shoot somebody with ice? Could you get ice going fast enough to go through somebody's skull? Probably, right?
Yeah,
but... Out of a gun, though?
But out of a gun, no, it would melt.
Iceman.
Oh.
Iceman killed JFK?
That's the only explanation.
What the fuck is happening right now? Oh my god.
We went from Cool Hand Luke to conspiracy theories about the moon landing
what is this pod fucking turned into? Who started this?
Well,
you should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know why I'm angry.
Because you said the moon landing was faked.
He talked about Kubrick, and so then, I mentioned that as a joke.
Did you know that in Ed, and Eddie, they're all in purgatory? Have you heard that fucking theory?
Yeah, they are.
Well, or that in the Rugrats, that Angelica's the only one actually alive, and she was imagining all of them were dead. Like, all of them were dead, and she was imagining they were still alive.
That's just people trying to make a shitty 90s cartoon cooler than it actually was.
Are you saying the Rugrats was crap?
I really liked it.
Yeah, I watched the shit out of that show.
That animation made me want to vomit.
It's the same animation. It's close to Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
I just didn't like Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
I didn't like Dr. Katz either. It looked like a fucking somebody dumped worms. That's just me, though.
I remember that show.
Where everything fucking moved, and you're like, am I on acid right now? And he's talking to his secretary, and you're like, why is this a fucking TV show? I don't know. I was young. If I went back and watched it, I'd probably be like, yeah, it's fine.
Oh.
Can't be worse than, I don't know, Squidbillies or Mr. Pickles or any of that shit.
I didn't watch any of that, so...
Alright, we've gone way the fuck off rail. The single rail.
We're monorail.
Yep.
Too fun.
Too fun.
Alright. Anyways, so you're talking about...
I don't even remember the pro that I said.
The camera style.
Yeah, there's a lot of reflective shots. The warden wears... Is it the warden wearing the sunglasses?
No,
he's like the lead guard.
Yeah, they call him No Eyes.
You never see his eyes, period. It just zooms in on the glasses, and you can tell that he's fucking pissed.
I think it was George Candy said that guy stayed in character even when they were off break, like on break.
Oh.
He wouldn't talk to anyone.
A real hard ass.
Yeah, he was a method actor.
But I liked a lot of those shots. I like the egg eating competition where he's like stretching and the camera starts like going up and down, and it makes you feel like you're like right there, like you're his corner man or something. Like, get in there and eat those fucking eggs, Churchill's, whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of really good shots. There's a lot of shots with when he's got shackles on his feet where they're like juxtapositioning things to make it look really interesting, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
Part I enjoyed was the first runaway, and these dogs are trying to chase him down. The Basset Hounds, and he's just running and climbing and just he's fucking with these dogs because he'd hop one side of the fence, then go hop the other side, then hop it again, and then he'd wade through some water, then he'd run through a pigsty. And so these dogs are just following the exact scent. They're not going around it. So you're trying to see these cops that are holding the dogs, trying to keep up with him. It was pretty funny. It was a pretty funny scene.
And to go off that a little bit, I like the scene later where these two kids come and help him get his shackles off because he bets the kid that he can't hold an axe because he thinks that he's too small to handle one. So he ends up getting out of his chains and saying, the kid was sad because he didn't let the kid handle the axe.
Yeah.
He just took it from him. But then he goes, hey, you want to see something funny? And he rips part of his pants off. And he said, go get some chili powder out of the kitchen and I'll show you something pretty funny. And he's like, remember what these dogs do when they come up here and, we'll laugh about it someday, or said something about that.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me about it someday.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me about it. And so he, pours the chili powder out in the path and takes off running. And then the kids are looking out the window and these dogs come up and they're sneezing and like coughing and shit. And the kids are laughing at him. And I like it. It was a really nice part.
And then, like, one of the funniest things is, like, how he got caught the first time. Like, you thought he was off good and away, and then he gets brought back, and they're like, what happened? We thought you were in the clear. And he's like, well, was in a supermarket parking lot, stole a car, pull up to a red light, cop right next to me. Real good detective work he did.
Probably lieutenant now.
Yeah. How about you, Drew? I mean, the film as a whole is great, but
I don't know. I just like all of how genuine Luke's character seems. Like his no nonsense attitude, just doesn't put up with any bullshit. When his so-called buddy Drag, like they weren't getting along at the beginning.
Yeah, they weren't friends at the beginning.
No, and he just kind of tells it how it is, and I think what was they were playing poker or something like that, and he goes, "Wow, Luke beat this other guy with nothing," and he goes, "Yeah, sometimes nothing is the coolest thing you can have," or something like that.
Pretty cool hand.
Yeah, and so they call him Cool Hand Luke from there on. I don't know. I just love his whole demeanor and just what he kind of stands for, and he plays a pretty big role in the whole entire film.
Like that boxing match that they had, because the whole thing is they were digging a ditch, and this woman comes out, and she was like the original Jessica Simpson washing a car. This woman obviously is wanting to be ogled, and that's all she's doing is like her skirt, dress, whatever starts ripping, but she's still washing it.
Jessica Simpson?
Yeah, in Dukes of Hazzard when she did that.
Was she the first one to do that?
No.
Oh.
But I'm just saying that it was the one that came to mind.
Okay, fair enough.
This woman, though, very attractive, very well-endowed woman, is washing this car down, and the men are just ogling her, they're catcalling.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
She knew exactly what she was doing. And
that line totally reminded me of Sandlot. That's probably where Sandlot pulled it from, to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She don't know what she's doing with that sunscreen. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Andy Peppercorn.
And the woman who was doing it was named Joy Kemper. She was actually discovered by the Marx Brothers, who, according to Jake...
Not to be confused with the Wright brothers.
Yeah, because according to Jake, they must have been flying their plane one time and saw Joy, and we're like...
Saw that rack?
Yeah, and we're like, oh, hey, Let's get her in a movie. Yeah, because, the Marx Brothers are the same as the
They
Wright
fly a lot
Brothers.
of planes.
Joy Kemper, though, got into this film. She was pretty much a pinup girl. That's all she was in this film. Just eye candy.
Beat!
But George Kennedy, when they get back, he's talking. He's like, oh, man, I could see her dress opening up. I could see down there. She wasn't wearing nothing up there. And so he's like trying to rile up the boys, and Newman's just like, you're giving them false hope.
Yeah. Well, he said quit beating it into the ground.
Yeah. He's like, we all saw it. We know what happened. You're ruining a memory. It's like when something happens and you just keep doing it. Or what, a top 40 station. You have a new song by Maroon 5 and they play it 7 times in a day.
And it was already terrible the first time. Right? You're not going to agree with me. It's
No,
fine.
probably not. I don't mind Maroon 5. I won't say all their stuff is good, but I don't mind them.
I do think that's a common theme with the movie, though, is stop glorifying everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to be... these qualities that you see in other people that encourage you to be a better person, just be that.
Do that.
Don't take it from somebody else. Which is why I think it's frustrating, as he tells him that earlier, and then he becomes the new thing to be beat into the ground, really.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I mean, it doesn't work for everything. I mean, if you're a fan of a football team and they win, obviously you couldn't be out there playing, but you can take admiration in that they won. I mean, Drew walks around holding that over his head.
Yeah, but those are sporting events.
And it's been 17 years, Ty.
17 years?
17 years.
Since what?
Since the Broncos won a Super Bowl.
Oh.
How are the 49ers?
Rather not talk about them.
Is their O-line as bad as the Seahawks?
Possibly.
Fuck you.
I think we
we
paid a
score
little
more than you.
I think we paid a little more than $9 million, but
Yeah, we're poor, you know. We only got millions of dollars. Got that Skittles money.
How's the 12th man helping you out there?
Me personally? Not at all.
What about things we didn't like in this film? I mean, there's not much.
I'm at a loss. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
The only thing I can really think of, and it's because of the filming at the time, is some of the lines are really hard to hear. And I didn't hear that line you said that's a great line, which was, I never plan anything.
Were you on your phone?
No, I wasn't on my phone at that time. I was
asleep.
Yeah.
He was on his phone during the church scene.
Only for a little bit.
Only one of the best scenes of the movie.
I caught everything.
Did you catch everything? Okay. I mean, you're going to get on my nuts about everything. I got to get on yours. Let's just play with each other's nuts.
I'm
Jesus
sure you...
Christ.
I'm out of here.
Jake, I don't appreciate you being on my nuts.
Yeah, I know. It's the point I'm trying to make.
But no, some of the lines were just hard to hear. But that was just... It's an older film.
Right.
It happens.
It fires on all cylinders to me. Like...
It doesn't feel like it tries to be too preachy either. And that's what's nice about it. It just...
which is fucking impressive.
Mm-hmm.
With the... did you guys watch Sons of Anarchy?
I watched the first couple seasons.
Did you hear about the finale?
No.
Okay, then I won't get into it, but that's a show that got way too fucking preachy out of nowhere. Just completely out of left field.
It's just kind of odd to me. At the part I left off on, that seems odd to me.
Uh-huh. It's really like the last episode where they're like, why don't we get a bunch of Christ imagery in here and then have, literally a character putting fucking... I don't know. I don't want to ruin it for you.
Yeah.
I was never really that into the show either, but when I saw that was how it ended, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there's places where you could do that tastefully, and then there's let's throw this thing in here to make it either more memorable or make it seem like a deeper thing than it actually was. And it just seemed weird to me. I know a lot of people loved it, but I was like, what the fuck? Like, for a show where you had no inkling of that as like a motif or something, it just slaps you in the face and you're like, that's fucking it? Okay. Cool show. But no, this movie doesn't really beat you over the head with it, and it's still a pretty large part of it.
And I think if your movie can go the whole way without you feeling like something's being forced upon you, then it's done all of the things correctly.
Dogma?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dogma does a good job.
I mean, it's an overly religious movie, but it doesn't really try and push anything.
It doesn't try to tell you, hey, religion is bad, or hey, religion is great. They're just, hey, here are some things.
In fact, they tell you in that movie, make your own decisions. Like, it's better to have ideas rather than beliefs.
This movie kind of had the same message.
What I like about like this type of movie is they just tell a story.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes, there's obvious imagery, there's obvious motifs, but it just tells a story and you can make your own conclusions about it.
And it's great enough alone to stand without those things, I think.
Yeah.
Which, it's tough to have something that's kind of alluded to that often, to have it still be powerful without it is, yeah. And religion's a touchy subject, but I think to each person their own. Like, whatever makes you feel right, you know, whatever your belief, go ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm the guy that talks about murdering kids. Bet you didn't expect to feel stuff. Do you feel stuff, listener?
And stuff?
And stuff? Jesus Christ.
Don't say stuff.
This film also, though, is known for having one of the well-known quotes in movie history. You have the...
Is it impression time?
You guys do it better than I do.
I think you should do it. I haven't heard you try it.
You guys go first, and then I'll try it.
You doing it first?
The main one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like we have a failure to communicate.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Close-ish.
Close.
What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. So you get what we had here last week, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. And I don't like it any more than you men. Fun fact, that is used as the intro to the Guns N' Roses song Civil War. Civil War? Is it Civil War? A Guns N' Roses song. I believe it's called Civil War.
I was going to say, besides Paradise City and...
Oh, you only know the hits?
Yeah, I really haven't listened. That and Chinese Democracy.
Listen to the deep cuts, Ty. I can't remember your name. Ty.
Cuckold you.
He was so mad that I had
Wait. So you didn't hear Use Your Illusion or anything, Appetite for Destruction. You heard Chinese Democracy?
I was kidding.
Okay, I was about to hurl you out that window.
I never heard Chinese Democracy.
What's that shitty Metallica album? That's like saying you listen to that and nothing had like the Black Album or...
Oh, Saint Anger?
Yeah. That's the only album I listen to. Never listen to Black Album or Master of Puppets or...
This fucking Metallica sucks.
Or didn't Beach Boys do like a all instrumental thing as well? Or
I have no idea.
Or it's like listening to John and Yoko's album and being like, God, John Lennon's...
Was it Metallica that did an album with Lou Reed too? Called like Lola? And it was fucking terrible. Because you have Lou Reed, like an older guy, doing like spoken word stuff, but you have Metallica like... and it just sounded like fucking... I don't know.
That sounds horrible.
Apparently it was. I should maybe fact check. I don't even know if it was Metallica.
We're just spouting random music shit.
Yeah, you fact check that. But yeah, that was voted by many different people, many different cinema things. That one of the most well-known lines, which can be said mainly Drew's way, because he said it without an A in there. But when there was supposed to be at the end when Paul Newman says it, he has an A in there. When the warden says it, he doesn't put an A in there.
Right.
So it's actually correct either way, because some people are finicky about that. So, I mean, I could care less. It's a quote. As long as you're close, I don't care. You could say, Luke, I am your mother, and I'd be like, one word off, whatever.
No, that's wrong. I love you. I know.
I love you, man. That's a movie.
Aha.
Yeah. Jeez, Jake, you're taking a little bit over there.
I mean, was there really anything else that we didn't like about the movie? I mean,
it's hard with this type of movie that we actually watched, and even the critics liked, and we actually all liked it. It's hard to find something bad with it.
like, it's just, I don't know, it's just, like Jay said, it's one of those movies that hits on all cylinders, like...
Lulu with Metallica in 2011.
There you go. The more you know.
Would you guys be willing to try a 50 egg challenge? Well, obviously,
Oh my
Drew
God.
would.
Nope, I'm sitting out for that.
So yeah, during one scene, they have to eat. Well, Paul Newman says he could eat 50 eggs because George Candy was building him up. He's like, my man, Cool Hand, he can do anything. I've seen him eat this, I've seen him eat that, and they're like, you haven't seen squat.
I could eat 50 pigeon eggs, like he mentions.
They just pigeon eggs.
But would I want to?
Those were not pigeon eggs.
No, they were
full-blown eggs.
full-blown eggs.
Sorry, sir. You
Your
have
doctor.
full-blown eggs.
Yep, that's where I went with that too. I'm sorry, you have full-blown eggs. If a waitress ever said that to me when I was getting breakfast, I'd tip her $20 fucking.
How do you like your eggs prepared? Full-blown.
Are
What?
you coming on to me? Yeah, could you just blow me and then bring me eggs?
You want me to move this couch from my way?
It always comes back to that. Yeah, but do they serve full-blown eggs? I have a dog and a well.
Jesus.
I'd egg me hard.
I'm making a woman coat.
I guess on Jackass, I bring it up because I guess on Jackass they tried it.
Oh, they tried to eat 50 eggs?
Yeah, I don't know how it went, but...
I'm guessing Steve-O fucking threw on. That's a safe bet.
I know that Steve-O participated in that shit too.
But it's funny because Paul Newman, he's in pretty good shape in this film, and then he was flexing out his gut to make it look like he was fat as hell and bloated. It was funny because one of them's like tapping on his stomach. They're like, man, he's ripe as a watermelon.
This guy was thumping on his stomach. If I was Paul Newman and the guy was thumping on my stomach, I would have punched him in his fucking mouth.
We got $15 on the line here, man.
Hey, George Candy put down 20, which by your math means it's like $400,000.
$400,000.
You get a hell of a house for $400,000 back then.
That was like the $1 million egg challenge.
That's like
right
a
there.
$400 million house. I don't even think that math checked out.
No, not at all.
That's why I'm not a mathematician, fuckers.
Oh. Yeah. Have you guys ever tried any of those food challenges, like the cinnamon challenge or?
Hell, why would I ever?
I tried the gallon challenge.
The gallon of milk?
The milk, yeah.
Oh.
No, the gallon of piss.
I think you could do that one.
Me?
Anyone could do that one.
Drink a gallon of piss?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll just dissolve your stomach lining. Yeah, that's fine.
Does drinking your piss dissolve your stomach
It's
lining?
acidic.
Isn't your stomach acidic?
There's only a finite. There's a finite amount. Yeah, I heard you can only do you can only drink your. I don't know how this got to drinking piss.
Tell me more about drinking pee.
I heard you can only drink it a certain amount of times, otherwise it fucks with you.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah,
It can only
terrible
filter
for you.
so many times.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
I
So
mean,
quit
if you're in
drinking
a
my
desperate
piss.
situation, you can do it a couple times, but
Kids, don't try this out.
please don't. Please don't be playing like Modern Warfare and you pee in a bottle and be like, oh, I don't need to go get any water. I can just keep drinking this.
Parents are like, "Where'd you learn this?" Jake on the TJD movie review said it was okay.
I literally didn't even say anything about it.
We were challenged to do this.
Yet I agree I would be blamed for it.
just mail your piss to Jake. He'll take care of it. What's
Yep.
your address? So they have somewhere to send it.
What apartment are we in?
Oh, go to hell. Hell
That'd be
no.
fun, wouldn't it?
I'll keep it nice and cold for you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crack into a beer and it's
He
some
likes it
fucking-
warm.
Some kid's piss from Wisconsin.
Anyways, yeah, I tried the gallon challenge.
How'd that go?
It's physically impossible. No.
Why did you try it? Just to see?
For shits, like I thought it would be fun. That's
Wait
not,
till you were just completely alone and you're like, why don't I drink a gallon of beer?
Yeah. Don't try that at home either, kids. Unless you want to be throwing up.
These ideas. It'd be like me going home and being like, why don't I tie a noose up and fucking hang myself out this window?
See
Just to see what happens.
Do the cinnamon challenge.
I tried the saltine challenge once.
Yeah.
That's like eat 6 saltine crackers, no water, or something like that.
That doesn't even
6?
sound that hard.
No, wait, it's more than 6. How many is
I was
it?
like, I could fucking eat 6 crackers.
Yeah, you want me to blow your mind right now? 6 crackers, done. What is it, 60?
You will herald me as your new Paul Newman after this.
I'll look it up quick. You guys talk.
You're just screaming at him. Stop looking up to me! I'm not. You ate a bunch of crackers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, you have 60 seconds to eat 6 saltines.
Oh, that's easy.
It doesn't even sound that bad. Just put like 3 at a time, and you're done.
I'll eat all 6 of them at the same time.
You have crackers right now?
No, I don't. But, I
You
honestly...
couldn't do this?
It dries...
And you call
you get
yourself
to
a
the point...
man.
You get to the point it dries out your mouth. You can't even chew. Or swallow. They're so
This
dry.
is bullshit.
I feel like I could do 6. 6 is not a big number. What if you do all 6 at once?
But you have to swallow them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, next week we'll do a saltine challenge and see how it goes for you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm literally not even worried.
Because you have 60 seconds to chew all and swallow.
Okay.
All right. Are you gonna do it as well, Drew?
This is gonna go real well as far as audio goes.
Well, we'll do it outside of the audio.
I'll just press my face up against it. You can hear me munching. Because I have rabies. Full-blown rabies.
You just said you had full-blown eggs not too long.
Yeah, which is it, Jake?
I don't know. It was a kinky evening. We had breakfast and rabbit animals.
That sounds like a very interesting. What were you doing?
It was highly illegal.
Oh Lord. So, how long do you think you guys could survive in prison?
I think I
In
like
1960 or 1950s.
Yeah, what
Or
like
now.
today prison?
Today prison, you have a bunk mate, you have that one toilet.
I'd like to think I made it 30 seconds in the cell with another person before he beat me to death with the back of the toilet.
Who's my cellmate?
OJ.
Up. The glove doesn't fit. Well, you were literally the only one in the cell with it. Maybe I'm a liar.
How did Jake die?
He got full-blown eggs.
I don't know. It would depend on the people. You would think that, having a sense of humor would be good. I could also see it shortening your life greatly. Heard your pod. You joke about murdering kids an awful lot. That doesn't fly here.
Oh. I don't know how.
Last?
I would try to join a gang right away. I would do everything I could to join a gang.
The Aryan lassies.
I try to stay away from the Aryans. If I could join the Hispanics,
pick and choose my gang.
If I could,
you just bend over. My hole is yours for the taking. Just don't murder.
To the highest bidder.
I'd be really vital to the gang.
Would you say you're vital to the gang?
Hole? Troll toll?
I feel like you're saying boys hole.
Day man.
I was just going to ask, would you let someone rape you in prison? Being raped is not an optional thing. Rape implies that there's no choice.
There was none of this. There was none of this in this movie.
No rape.
We went to the dark depths.
Not even an
of prison life immediately.
What kind of question? Why, brain, would you say such things?
Like they were all like
they
were all palling around having a good time. They showed like one fight in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, I don't know how long. It depends.
Yeah, like if I'm in a federal penitentiary, I'm more worried about myself than if I'm in like a county or state. State, I'd still be a little worried, but county, I'd be like, all right, I'm here.
What about a chain gang?
God, that would suck.
Would you kill yourself?
No.
Would you run away?
No, probably.
Would you cry yourself to sleep?
Nah, I might do.
Fresh fish, fresh fish.
You'll just use your tears as lubricant. When he fucks your eye socket.
Is he reaching in front, grabbing the tears?
He's collecting it in the palm of his hand, and then he just wets it down with that. That's pretty dark.
Wow.
Nothing's better lube than the tears of a crying man.
Well, you're going to have a hell of a time editing this one.
None of it's going.
You're going to have a hell of a time editing this pod.
I'll just be a monster.
Oh my god.
I can only hide it from the people for so long before they're like, wow, this guy's a real piece of shit.
What's that Batman line?
Oh, you either die a hero or live long
Long enough to see yourself become the villain?
I was never a hero to any of these people. If I was your hero, I'm sorry I disappointed you.
Actually, for some, maybe you just became more of a hero.
Oh god, that's a frightening fucking thought. Buffalo Bill's in his basement. Tears is lubricant. I never thought of it like that.
I love how I ask a simple question and you run with it.
Yeah.
You ran. Like, I didn't, like, just like last week with the hose in Arizona.
The hose in Arizona?
Yeah. During a desert.
During a desert?
During a drought.
Yeah, I thought the listeners would like to hear how sad my ejaculation would be.
And now you're talking about tears for lubricant. Man.
I want them inside my head.
The tears?
No.
Are the tears for fears?
I want my MTV.
Did you say I want my MTV? What the fuck is happening right now?
None of these things existed.
Nonsensical references. You just throw them. See what sticks. Oh, man. So, I love this movie.
Yeah.
Go back to this movie that we haven't mentioned in, 20 minutes?
Probably close to.
Busy talking about what works as lube and prison rape.
What would you do in prison? I'd get raped.
Asking that question, you brought this upon yourself.
I didn't think you were going to go there.
He knew. You should know by now.
That's just a terrible... That'd be like, what would you do at a daycare, Jake? These are just questions you don't ask him.
Which kids are loud and which ones are quiet?
They're all quiet.
Oh, okay. Probably nothing then. Probably. But there's still like a 5% chance. I'll just grab a bat and start going to town.
You can say God bless you when I sneeze.
I have a belly button. Well, now you're dead. Wow. Okay. Do we want to do final verdicts, or is there more fun trivia? For the love of God, let's get back to the movie.
I don't even know what to say anymore. I had a terrible pun planned, but I don't even want to do it anymore.
Oh, please. Go ahead.
Well, Chili Palm Skywalker runs about 2 hours and 4 minutes.
What?
Chili Palm Skywalker. Cool Hand Luke.
Okay. Wow. Do you want that left in the pod?
We'll see. When I listen to it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know much else that we could talk about. This one obviously really derailed on us.
It's tough when we get a movie we all like.
Like, what else can we say about the movie other than it was great?
That's why I tried bringing up more of the imagery that was Luke and some of the stuff. And then I also tried asking an instant question, maybe a little fun with the prison, and you went way too far with it.
No questions are innocent here.
Obviously, I have figured that out. Oh.
Only took you 15 episodes.
Yeah, it did.
And years of knowing me.
I've only known you for about a year.
Has it only been a year?
Yeah, we didn't really hang out before.
It felt like so much longer.
I have that effect on people with my terrible jokes.
Chili Palm, whatever the fuck.
Skywalker.
I got a couple things.
Alright.
So the egg scene. Due to the way they edited it, Paul Newman actually ended up eating only 8 eggs.
Nice.
And the rest they made up about 200 for the scene.
Wow.
The rest of the eggs that weren't eaten were consumed by the rest of the cast and the crew, and led to extreme cases of flatulence the next day of shooting.
Great. Because that's what you want in a hot Florida fucking setting.
Well, actually, it was filmed in California.
Oh.
It was set. They actually were going to film in Florida, but they thought it'd be cheaper to film in California, but still set it in Florida. So they had to have moss, shipped to the area. I read that.
Makes sense. I just assumed.
Another great actor was supposed to play the role of Luke.
I read this.
Jack Lemmon.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He thought Paul Newman would be better, though.
So he ended up producing the movie instead.
Good for him. Smart move.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Paul Newman learned how to play banjo specifically for the film.
Yeah, that was a very poignant scene. He after his mother dies, he sings playing this banjo, and it was really haunting. But at the same time, I think back to that, and I remember when because his brother came down with his mother, and he gives him the banjo, and he goes, if I heard him right, he said there's no reason for us to come back down now.
Right. Well, he said now there's nothing left or something.
Yeah.
Basically, you won't have to interact again.
Yep. Which is kind of a jerk move to say as a brother.
Yeah, they don't really touch on his relationship with his brother. They didn't really speak at all, but I don't know. I liked his relationship with his mom, though. There was an unspoken, you could tell that they both knew that this would be the last communication.
Betty Davis was actually supposed to play her mom.
Really?
Her mom, yeah.
The other thing we forgot to mention is this movie is probably where that parody comes from for everybody, where you have the chain gang and it's taking off my shirt, boss, take off your shirt.
Taking it off, boss.
Yep.
You had to ask permission to do everything.
Yeah, wiping the sweat, boss. Wipe your sweat. Yeah.
Waving hi to the Pope, boss. Isn't that from Family
Yeah,
Guy?
that's from Family Guy.
When they steal the Pope mobile?
Yeah. Wave to the Pope. But, yeah. All right, so since it was Drew's, let's start the entertainment scale right there.
What else do you say about this movie
Yeah.
that hasn't already been said? It's fantastic. If you've never seen it, it's a must watch.
Yeah.
Paul Newman just fucking knocks it out of the park.
There's a lot of Paul Newman I've seen that I really enjoy. Like The Sting, great film. Him and Robert Redford.
He's a great actor.
Mm-hmm. And I really had no appreciation for older movies till I really hit my college years and I took a film history course, and really like going and watching this film is really opened my eyes to all of the amazing films that are out there that, 18-year-old me wouldn't give the time of day.
Mm-hmm.
This movie's phenomenal. I give it a 9.6.
Jake?
I mean, it's hard to sum up what we've already said. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I grew up watching it with my grandparents. Personally, the movie's instilled a lot of beliefs, really, in how a man should be. Yeah, I got more from this movie, maybe from any other movie I ever watched, which really says a lot, but I give it a 10. It's one I can throw on any time, any day, and just get lost and enjoy it.
Yeah, I had heard of Cool Hand Luke. I'd never seen it. I didn't know who was in it. I was going into this kind of blind. For some reason, I always associated Cool Hand Luke with Logan's Run. I don't know why. Two totally different movies, but yeah. But obviously not the same. Really poignant. It was nice to see some of that imagery, and especially that church scene. We didn't really touch on that much, but him, talking to God and trying to feel a connection. And even kind of getting some answers from him, but just in different ways than he expected.
Right.
Very, very good film. Like I said, this is probably the best overall film we've watched. And I'm going to give it a 9.9.
Damn.
It's high praise.
Yeah. I recommend this for anyone. I mean, yeah, we may have spoiled some things for you, but it doesn't take away from the film.
Still a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we can't convey the type of charisma that Paul Newman has in this film.
He's a very subtle actor.
Mm-hmm. Which he actually said this was one of his weaker performances, he felt.
That's a bad motherfucker if he says this is weak, because I thought he was fucking
That
great.
sly smile he has, like in any movie he does, but in this one it shows up a lot, and they even pointed out, like they do a montage of it, and it's like, yeah, it's like he just like, it's a sly smile.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys you can't help but root for him, no matter what he's in. Except Road to Perdition, maybe. But
I haven't seen Road to Perdition. But
I believe he was the bad guy. A very interesting pick, though.
So, next week, it's mine choice. I had several...
Mine choice?
Yes, mine choice.
Hitler?
Shut up. I had several running through my head. I was bouncing back and forth. But I ultimately decided on one that has a decent director, but it's kind of also controversial. People don't like some of his stuff.
Do you know what this is?
No, I haven't.
Maybe.
I haven't told him at all.
But you told me?
No.
You have an ace up your sleeve?
In a sense, I decided to go with Mortal Kombat.
Ah!
I thought we've talked about it enough on this pod, and it's
Remember our parents died?
and it's been long enough that I haven't seen it, that even though we all have seen it, it'll probably be a fun one to do.
Chan chose his own path. I am so fucking excited to watch Mortal Kombat. It's not even right.
Give me a break, Sonya. Okay.
I don't think so. You have Christopher Lambert as Raiden. What more do you need?
I mean, if you're not excited, I can change it to the second one.
No.
No?
Please.
Oh, but that one has, like, you get to see more Jax and Cyrax.
And Ermac.
All that
Night
shit I
Wolf.
never cared about.
Johnny Cage dying.
Those were $500 sunglasses,
This asshole.
I just thought, we talked about it in the last pod, and we brought up several of the
Man.
lines.
That is going to be a fun one.
So I thought it'd be good. So
We have that, like, post-movie energy. That's going to be off the fucking charts for that.
Just gonna be
I'll-
quotes.
Yeah, I'll be like a kid in a candy shop.
before you murder them.
Yep. I was waiting for something.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this week.
Oh, we have news.
Oh yeah.
We have huge
Jake.
news.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, you're possibly listening on YouTube, and if you still are, surprise. If you don't want to use, we were hearing from people that eating up your data during the day, like a lot of people listen to this on their phones, that if we could somehow get it to where they could download it and just listen to the audio, that would be an easier way for people to get it. And we did it. We have an RSS feed now.
Woo!
And we're up on iTunes. And that means if you have like a regular, like, what do we use, Podcast Addict?
Yeah.
For the pods that we listen to. You can find us on there now, and you can sub, and we'll be putting the back catalog on there slowly. Right now we have like a weird like megabyte per month thing that we kind of have to try to figure out. But they'll be coming out. The first 3 are up right now. And yeah, we're working on it, and we also have a Facebook page.
We're that's still in development, but
It's in the works.
we hope to have it done here in the next couple days.
Yeah, by the time this goes up, it could very well be up and running. So if you're a fan and you want, like, I don't know, updates, I guess we could do, like, what do you want, like, behind-the-scenes stuff? Or tell us what you guys want, actually. Like, if you guys have requests, like, you know, what do you want to know? We're open books, other than our names and where we are and, you know, all the details about our lives.
Besides everything about us, what do you want to know?
We got requests for Yui Bowl movies today.
Yeah. I wasn't going to waste my pick on one of
We
those.
may have to veto that.
We'll see. Maybe we get bored.
I don't think I've ever been that bored.
You don't want to see House of the Dead?
I mean, if it was between House of the Dead and Spies Like Us, I'd probably watch House of the Dead.
I hate you.
I know.
I would watch House of the Dead too.
Oh,
There
God.
you go.
You know what? I quit. I'm done.
But yeah, just some pod upkeep.
Mhm.
Figured we'd let you guys know
Yep.
that'll be an option.
Yes.
And in the description of this video, I'll even put a link to all that stuff for you guys.
Yep. All right. Well, besides any other news, I don't think so.
No, I think that covers.
Think so.
I don't think so.
That'll do it this week for TJD movie reviews. I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
See you next week.